I'm Keith Lampe, president of Inland Private Capital, and I have the pleasure of sharing details about 1031 exchange transactions through Inland Academy. Let's begin by discussing how 1031 exchanges began, the evolution of the industry, and the current status of this tax-deferred real estate transaction. Section 1031 of the Internal Revenue Code provides an alternative strategy for deferring the capital gains tax that may arise from the sale of business or investment property. By exchanging real property for like-kind real estate, property owners may defer federal tax obligations and apply all of the proceeds toward the purchase of replacement property. 1031 exchanges can trace their roots back to the Revenue Act of 1921, when the U.S. Congress created a section in the Internal Revenue Code allowing investors to exchange securities and non-like-kind property with certain restrictions. There were several modifications to the provision in the Revenue Act over the next few decades, and in 1954, the federal tax code was amended to adopt the present-day tax-deferred like-kind exchange rules. It took more than 35 years, however, before the Department of Treasury issued its final rules and regulations in 1991, and they have largely remained intact since then. So in practice, what are examples of like-kind real estate that qualify as 1031 exchanges today? These include wholly owned assets such as vacant land, commercial rental property, industrial property, 30-year or more leasehold interests, farm property, residential rental property, or a doctor's own office. There are also fractionally owned assets that qualify under 1031 rules, including beneficial interests in Delaware statutory trusts, or DSTs, tenant in common interests in investment property. It's important to note that both relinquished and replacement properties must have been held for investment purposes or for productive use in a trade or business. A primary residence does not qualify for a 1031 exchange. Also, whether any particular transaction will qualify under Section 1031 depends on the specific facts involved, including, but not limited to, the nature and use of the relinquished property and the method of its disposition, the use of a qualified intermediary and a qualified exchange escrow, as discussed in more detail on the following slides, and the lapse of time between the sale of the relinquished property and the identification and acquisition of the replacement property.